Hey guys, Dan Lots of 922 Films. Here is a video I've been really wanting to talk about, which is about feature filmmaking, specifically micro budget filmmaking. These 5 tips help me get through the process of making my feature film, and I think they'll help you out immensely. The first one is the one-room movie. So many people teach you to make the one-room movie, and I'm actually going to argue that this is a very bad thing. If you look at Reservoir Dogs as an example, everyone uses that as the one-room movie concept, but if you look at the film more closely, there's many locations spread out throughout the film. But there's one key thing, there is one main location. So many people have pitched to young filmmakers to do the one-room movie because it's cheap and it's affordable and a lot easier to do. But I would argue that the most affordable and the best way to get the most production value from your budget is to do the one location movie. Use one main location and then also sparse in a few small other spots throughout the film, and it will make your film seem like it has many locations. We used one main house for our feature film, and it was really great, but we also had a few other spots throughout the film that gave an extra texture and production value to the project we were working on. So I think that is so important. Don't do a one-room movie. They look very cheap to me personally, and it always ends up being someone in their apartment shooting a scene, and it looks very, very fake to me. I think it's a lot better to do a one location and then have a bunch of other little small locations that you can shoot a single scene in and sparse it throughout the film. My second point is take risks. This is so important because I think so many people do not follow this. You need to be able to do anything in order to get your project done, and this might even be not even completing the project. When we originally wrote the script for our feature film, we had a very specific location in mind, and me and my co-writer decided that if we did not get this location, that we would actually throw the script away and work on a different project that was more feasible, because we did not want to compromise. We took a risk. We spent 6 months writing a script that we had no idea if we were going to actually get the location. We luckily did, and we actually asked the person to use their location, and they were very happy to let us use it. But if they had said no, I mean, we would have had wasted a year's life on writing this script, and it still would have been worth it. But I think you have to be willing to take that risk to know that maybe you're not going to be able to do this movie. So write scripts that are bold, brash, and don't limit yourself. We also had a very interesting scene where we had a safe that we needed to bring into this person's house, and we had no idea if we could do it. It was the main crux of the film. If you can't do that, then we can't make the movie. We took the risk also thinking that we could wheel this giant, almost 400-pound safe into a very antique home, and we ended up being able to pull it off, but it was very, very hard, and we took a major risk not knowing if we could actually do that. So make sure to put risks in your film, because I think they make your film look a little bit more high value, high production if you actually land them. And if you don't, work on another project. You always have other projects you can work on. My third point is cast reliable people. First of all, you need to have a good cast. You need to have people that show up on time, that are always available for you to use in their project, and are very, very reliable. They're going to remember their lines. They're going to come to set knowing exactly what they're doing. I've had so many people that end up coming to set and giving us so much great work. And there's been a few people that I've had that have come to set unprepared, and it ultimately showed in their performance, and it didn't look very good. Find those people and don't use them. You need to be able to find 5 to 10 actors that you've worked on many short films that are reliable, on time, and willing to work very hard for your feature film. Do not work with a bunch of random people on a feature film. Build up your network with a short film and then go and make your feature film. This also extends to crew. We had 2 amazing crew members besides me on the film, and they were indispensable in making the film. And if we didn't have those people, we would not be able to make the film. So you need to have people you can count on and know that they're going to be able to execute what is your plan. My fourth point is listen to those who know better. We had a very awesome person come onto our film very early on during the writing process who knew way more about writing than we ever could possibly know. And we took this person's word as gospel, and there were so many times during the editing that we saw how great his writing was and how much it paid off. this is just a very simple tip. Listen to other people. If you feel like there are other people who are further along in their film journey, bring them along and ask them questions. Ask them, is this good? Is this bad? And craft your film around A, what you feel, but B, what maybe their experience is telling you. And I think there's a lot of times that listening to your gut is not as important as listening to people who know a little bit more than you do. Film is a collaborative medium, and just doing what you feel is right is not always going to be what is right. So listen to people who know more than you, and you will have many, many scenes go a lot better if you listen to these people. My final point is make ultimately what you want. So many filmmakers decide to make projects that they are not fully happy with because they feel like they have to compromise. When I made The Long Con, my feature film, I wanted to make something that was very specific to me, personal, and something that I didn't think anyone else was making at the time. And I feel very happy regardless of the results of everything that's going to come out of the film. I feel happy that I made something that I wanted to make, and I think that so many of the people really wish they could make that. And I think the older you get and the more money you possibly get, the less you might have in terms of control. You might not have as much control when someone is giving you $20,000 or $100,000 to make a film. You just might not have that control. And so I think that ultimately, make your first feature film something that you really want to make, because if you don't, you might not ever get that chance. And I think this is so important, and I really think if you make something that you ultimately want to make, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, I think you will be happy with the product that you ultimately came out with, because it's something that is your unique voice. So thank you so much for checking out our video. I really hope you appreciate these tips. I might give some more tips later on. And follow me on Patreon and subscribe to me on YouTube, because that is where I'm going to be posting all my journey on my feature film. And hopefully you'll be seeing some stuff very, very soon about it. Thanks, and subscribe. Bye.